The big news.
NBA free agency doesn't suck for once.
It's
an exciting year of free agency. On paper, the Celtics have some real competition with Philly. They re-signed Maxey to a long-term deal. Joel's under contract, and you just went out and signed Paul George.
Yep.
Paul George is maybe a little bit past his prime, but you watch when that guy's healthy and peaks in a game, like he did last year against the Mavericks a couple times, or this past, a month ago. Mm-hmm. Dude can still play. Great two-way player. If he can stay healthy, if Joel Embiid can stay healthy, and if Maxey wasn't a flash in the pan last year, which I think all of those things are actually more likely than not, that's a legit big three in the East.
Based on the amount of money that they're paying him, I don't think they think he's a flash in the pan, Maxey that is, but yeah.
No, and he's young, and I don't either. I think Maxey is a legit star in this league. I mean, I think they both got north of $200 million, him and Paul George.
Yeah.
And Embiid is arguably during the regular season the best player in the game. There was a months during the last season where people said he is the best player in basketball.
Yeah.
Better than Jokic even, which I don't think has ever been true, but you could make the case for sure. You're telling me those three, and you have some role players around it, it's interesting. Mm-hmm. Paul George is a weird little hobby story. Paul George is not a Hall of Famer if he ends today, I don't think. But a few more seasons in, he probably is, regardless of the lack of accolades. And he's the type that gets weird if he goes on and wins a ring this year. I don't know that he will, but again, if he is a type of guy that's already that veteran, fairly big following, but kind of has always flown under the radar a little bit.
Okay.
He's great, but he's never won. You know, he was in the part of this failed experiment in LA with Kawhi because Kawhi couldn't stay healthy. He couldn't stay healthy. So yeah, there's a real weird world where all of a sudden this team is the best team in the East playing against the Celtics, and they make some real noise. Paul George has some potential significant upside for a guy who is not that expensive.
He's boring in the sense of like the hype value around it. We talked about it recently where it's like, if they're not making noise like outside of the NBA, like as far as like in front of cameras or social media or something, it's almost like they're hurting their own personal value
to a degree.
The card market.
But like Jokic has never made noise off the court, and he sells really high.
He does, but I think a lot of people could say that he could sell higher given how talented he is. Given like he is.
Sure.
In the
this
top.
Would be the hype though. Here's your added hype. Like awesome vet finally gets his chance.
Okay.
There's kind of your off-season story.